Welcome to YOUSAY-WESAY News, where we provide you with updates on the results from the YOUSAY-WESAY presidential election poll. I'm Dr. Zim Nwokora, a political scientist on the YOUSAY-WESAY team. YOUSAY-WESAY has been designed by faculty and students at Deakin University, Australia. The project aims to give people in every country around the world a chance to have their say in the upcoming American presidential election. Our survey asks, who do you expect to win? Who do you want to win? And why do you hold the views that you do? If you haven't submitted your response, please do participate. It's a chance to have your say, and we, the research team, would be grateful for your contribution to our understanding of how the world thinks and feels about the American presidential election. YOUSAY-WESAY has now been in the field for about 2 weeks. We've received about 850 submissions from a sample that now extends to 35 countries. Here are some headlines. Kamala Harris is still leading in our poll. During the YOUSAY-WESAY update of last week, we reported that 60% of our respondents expected that Harris would win. That is now up by a small margin to 63%. Meanwhile, the number of people in our sample who think Donald Trump will win has declined from 40% to 37%. We continue to see differences across countries. Most respondents from India, Indonesia, and Nigeria expect Trump to win. And respondents from Canada, Iran, and Afghanistan are split 50-50 in terms of their expectations of the winner. Half of the respondents in these countries expect Harris to win, the other half expect Trump to win. If those figures tell us about people's expectations, what about their preferences? Who would they like to win? Again, Harris leads by a significant margin on this question. Approximately 68% of respondents would prefer her to win ahead of Donald Trump. This is slightly higher than the figure we reported last week of 65%. For Trump, we see the reverse of this trend. He is preferred by about 25% of YOUSAY-WESAY respondents, down from 28% last week. For this question about candidate preferences, we also considered several independent and minor party candidates. The best performing among them remains the Green Party ticket led by Jill Stein, who is the preferred president for 4% of respondents, up from 3% last week. The YOUSAY-WESAY data will help us to understand several aspects of the presidential election from a global vantage point. Last week, we took a close look at the gender gap in responses. Today, let's drill down into some of the reasons underlying people's preferences. How important is character in our respondents' preferences? How important are issues of policy in their preferences? And do Harris and Trump supporters hold different views on these questions? First, based on the data we've collected so far, how much do people care about character when thinking about this election? The answer overall is a great deal. 87% of respondents indicate that character is either extremely important or very important in their evaluation of the candidates. Second, how much do people care about policy issues when thinking about this election? The answer, again, is a great deal. 92% of respondents indicate that policy issues are either extremely important or very important in their evaluation of the candidates. And finally, do supporters of Harris and Trump hold different views about the importance of character and policy? The answer is yes, and the pattern is quite interesting. Harris supporters care more about character and they care more about policy. Trump supporters care less about character and they care less about policy. By the way, the respondents who care most about policy are the supporters of Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate. For the respondents who do care about policy, our survey also tapped their views about which policy areas were most important in their opinions about this election. The top 3 in our sample were democracy and human rights. 68% of respondents had this in their top 3 priorities. Gender and reproductive rights, which was prioritized by 53% of respondents, and truth, facts, and disinformation, which was prioritized by 51% of respondents. That's it for the YOUSAY-WESAY news for today. Please check out our website for more analysis and tune in for future news updates. And if you haven't already done so, please join the debate by expressing your views through the YOUSAY-WESAY survey. See you next time.